Forge 95.3, a new sound inside the Danny Morrison Show. Today was a major day. And if you don't know what today was, check it out. Oral arguments on DACA happened at the Supreme Court today. I think it happened around 11 a.m. this morning, and everything is buzzing. Social media is ablaze, so we don't exactly know the particulars on exactly what happened, but I know who does. I said, let's get my dude in here. Samuel Molina, he's the California State Director with Familia, Vota. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I've been on pins and needles trying to find out information on what's going on, and I knew you were kind of the source of what's going on in Central California. Break down exactly what happened today.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that the oral arguments began on the East Coast early this morning. We had our press conference at 11 a.m. in Fresno to show support and solidarity for all those who are DACA recipients and those still struggling to obtain status. And what essentially happened today was President Obama implemented DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, in 2012. And in 2017, President Trump rescinded that program, and it now goes to the Supreme Court, and we expect a decision sometime in the early spring.
So what was the purpose of today? These are just hearings to kind of talk about what we will be discussing in the future? How does this all work exactly?
Well, the oral arguments, those in support had about 30 minutes to present their testimony, and those in opposition of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals had about 30 minutes as well. So they had about 1 hour of testimony, and then the rest of our legal briefs and amicus briefs that are in support of DACA. It's going to be in the hands of the justices to make that decision. And again, it can take some months before they come out with that decision.
Samuel, what does your gut tell you on what's going to happen in the end?
What's going to happen in the end is I think we're going to see a favorable decision. Even if we get a favorable one or one that we don't like so much, the fight doesn't end at the Supreme Court. We need Congress to pass a comprehensive immigration reform policy that treats our communities with dignity and respect. So at the end of the day, regardless of the decision, the fight will continue for an immigration reform policy that is meaningful and puts people on a pathway to citizenship. I mean, we can't continue to interrupt people's lives the way that this administration has been doing, deporting veterans, deporting, individuals who they see, that they want to just get rid of. And we have to stop at this immigration policy that we have in effect, and we need to start really thinking through how are we going to implement a really conscientious immigration reform policy.
That is a perfect segue. So tell my audience exactly what you want them to do, because I want my audience to be mobilized. I want them to be engaged, either with me, Familia, Vota, or anybody else. What do you need them to do?
Well, the audience, call your congressional representative. If you're, in the Central Valley, you got either Congressman Jim Costa, Congressman Devin Nunes, Josh Harder, or Kevin McCarthy across the Central Valley, and tell them, that you want an immigration reform policy and you want a pathway to citizenship. Start showing up, go to the local elected officials, county supervisors, city council, and get them to, start implementing pro-immigrant policies as much as they can do at the local level, because they ultimately don't have that decision. But they can start putting immigrant affairs committees together, putting strategic plans to help integrate immigrants better into our society. That's what our local elected officials can help do and facilitate, because they do have that authority to make things happen. I mean, we see things. The San Diego just hired their first director of the Office of Immigrant Affairs in San Diego, again, all in an effort to facilitate the immigrant integration process in San Diego. And we can do that across the Central Valley, and we need to do that because we need to be prepared for the next immigration reform policy whenever it comes out.
Mi Familia Vota is a national nonprofit organization that unites Latino, immigrant, and allied communities to promote social and economic justice through increased civic participation by promoting citizenship, voter registration, and voter participation. And that is the California State Director of Mi Familia Vota, Samuel Molina. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, friend.
Thank you. I really appreciate the call.